everyone. Welcome to Paranormal 101. I bet you anybody has ever heard the term getting thrilled and chilled kind of way. Well, this class here will help you understand the whole paranormal side of things. My first question is, by the show of hands, how many of you guys have ever had a paranormal experience? I know I have. And surprisingly, most of everyone has. Once before, it could be either walking down a hallway, and all of a sudden you hear footsteps, and you're the only one there. Shuffling pots and pans in the kitchen, and it could, in the back of your mind, it could be simple as a raccoon, or possibly a burglar. And the most creepy one I could think of off the top of my head is probably the constant whispering in one particular area where it wakes you up so loud that it did not wake the people in the next room over. And you came to the right class, and we aren't alone. And my personal experience, though, happened when my grandfather passed away of pancreatic cancer. And I thought the whole vibe was kind of weird in a way. I remember the first night that he passed away, there was an alarm clock in my room, and it didn't work at all. And now, starting that night, it flashed in a sequence of heartbeats like dun 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 dun. The second night, I was in the living room getting ready to take my shower. I went downstairs to take my shower. By the time I came back up, I saw the water faucet started to turn slowly. I was so scared. That was probably the most scariest part of my life I've ever seen. And next slide. And there's different types of devices that you can probably communicate or get your know-how of the paranormal. The first one is your EVP. An EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon, and a simple device such as a cell phone, radio, or something like that, where it actually picks up the megahertz, which no one can hear underneath the naked ear. The human ear can hear between 20 hertz to 2000 hertz, and a ghost can be heard as little to 15, which is basically right under our ear, pretty much. And a tick is basically a thermometer, or in other words, a thermal imaging camera, where the term refers to hot and cold spots. Where one room could be temperature as 78 degrees, and the other room could be as cold as 60 or lower. And a good example of this could be the exorcism, which one room could be freezing cold, maybe possibly be in the 30s, if that, because you can see the breath is so cold. Oh, one more device that all people need to know is we all need historians. Historians doesn't know how bad we need to fit the puzzle pieces together. And all the shows that I have seen, they always have historians to put the puzzle pieces together, where how come the house is so haunted. Maybe it could have been a husband that basically murdered his wife and all of his family members. Even today, he was still angry about this whole life in general, and things like in that nature. And I know some people have ever played with the Ouija board and whatnot. I know we all have at one time. I wouldn't do it because I'm so scared of it anyways. And whatever you do, be sure to say goodbye. By saying goodbye, that means you're basically closing the portal. And if you don't, that ghost, demon, angel, whatever you want to call it, stays in that area. And it could be good or it could be bad. And you're probably wondering where I'm at. I'm actually at the Black Sailor Church here in Maysville, and this is actually the oldest church in Sumter County, and it actually was the first church to be built in brick. And some of these graves here go back to colonial times, where this is where some of the ghost stories started to happen. I've read somewhere where a little boy between the age of 6 and 8 happened to be around at the front entrance of the gate, and there's happened to be a lady called the Southern Belle that generally haunts this area here in the middle. And further back, it's probably going to the colonial time, maybe between the early 1700s and the mid, say, 1700s. And the local legend states that the further back you go is where a priest haunts. And back in the early 1900s, there was a plague going along, and the preacher's family have all died from a plague. He cursed God and do satanic rituals, and he is pretty much earthbound for the rest of all time. And at night, you may see light at a shed here, and there's no windows or no anything like that. You just see a light, and you see a shadow go back and forth, back and forth. Do you believe in ghosts now?